Hi, and welcome. I'm your girl Lola, lovely, and welcome to the Luv Frequency. This is a podcast about tapping into the place that is deeply inside of you, into that love zone that lives inside of you, and trying to figure out how we can retune ourselves to the love frequency. I have several ideas of what I would love to talk about, and yet I have nothing to talk about. It's so interesting. I have been feeling I think the word is, I want to make sure that I articulate this well. I've been feeling very off. I'm going to use off. Like not balanced. And then I woke up the other day and realized that I was online, so to speak, in my own mind. I'm going to use that word, online, because I feel like that sometimes we get out of frequency with the space that we're supposed to be, and we fall offline, and then we have to get back in line or online, or we have to jump back into ourselves, jump back into the present moment. And when I say online, it's much more like in the present moment. I was feeling very sad over the weekend, over Mother's Day weekend, because I feel like my children and I don't relationship in the way that I would like to see us relationship. I have grown sons, they're in their 30s, and they have their own life. So, there's a part of me that knows that I have to be okay with that. And then there's a part of me, the young mother who had my children. I had my oldest son when I was in high school. I had my youngest son when I graduated high school or got out of high school. And there's a part of me that young person who is the mother, that young mother who wants so much for us to relationship in a way that is like it was when we were younger. I don't want to get too emotional. So, I am speaking to, I guess this is a love note to the mothers, to all mothers who feel forgotten or wow, okay, I gotta take a moment. Discarded. We get to a place, I feel like, as mothers where we identify so deeply with the archetype of mother because we do it for such a large amount of time. A large quantity of our life is mother. And yes, there are some mothers who can walk away from their children or abandon their children, but the percentage is very low. I'm not going to say very low. I'm going to say it's 50-50. There's some mothers that can do that. There's some that don't. Maybe I'm going to say 30% of women can walk away from their children. I'd love to know the real numbers if there's numbers out there. I say 30% of women can walk away from their kids, and whereas men can walk away, and it's just the in my experience, and I want to make sure I say that in my experience, and what I've watched and participated in and experienced in my life with friends, family, myself, men can easily disconnect and move away from children in a way that women can't, in my experience. So I feel like, or my observation, it's not feel, the observation that I have about this process of mothers disconnecting from children is that it's not the easiest process to give up something that we do for so long. Like, especially if we have more than one child. I had 2 children. They age at a different rate, obviously. And so our mothering time could span 20 to 30 years, sometimes 40 years of our life, sometimes 50 years. Because we might have children that are still, we might have children that have special needs, or children that never leave because they have special needs. And then that means that you're mothering for the majority, the bulk of your life. It is the identification of us as mother if we have children. Now, on the same token of that, the other side of that, children are given to us so that spirit can express through us. Spirit comes to have this human experience, and it chooses us as a vessel to then give birth to the idea of a person that is an independent person, independent of us and what we create and what we're doing. My problem, because it's all about me, this is an about me video. My problem is that I feel, and I understand that I shouldn't have felt this way, but I always have felt that what my children do incorrectly reflects on me as a parent. How my children interact with me reflects on our relationship and me as a parent, and how my children move in the world tell other people how I raise them. So my sons, I have 2 boys. I'm very thankful to be a boy mom. Although 1 daughter probably would have been good. And I squandered my chance at having a daughter. So that is something that I have to hold myself accountable for, and I have to take the understanding of that with me. My sons are very blasé about holidays. And maybe they just don't sign up for them. Maybe they just don't co-sign holidays. Maybe that's not the thing that resonates for them to tell people that they love them. So I'm really, this is not an easy video to make for me, because this is about me being honest about how I'm healing and what I'm going through in order to heal. And what I'm going through is the feeling of abandonment from everyone, not just my husband, myself, my children, my family, my husband, friends, jobs. I feel like it's showing up in everything. And I've been listening to, I'm going to just get back to, I've been listening to myself. And even in just saying that, to share that in this video feels like I need to reframe it immediately, because I don't want to keep seeing this show up in my everyday experience. I just don't. I'm sorry. This it's bothering me. This piece of hair is bugging me. Anyway, enough about the hair. So I have experienced on Mother's Day that, it just seemed to me like it was really important, and it seemed like it wasn't as important to my sons. And it seems like those holidays that would be the time that I believe, because this is my expectation, that I believe that they would reach out to me. My birthday, Mother's Day. Not a random Tuesday, not every day, not once a week for 52 weeks. My Mother's Day, and my birthday. They don't seem to share in the same idea as I do, as I have because this is definitely how I think they should show up for me. It is not how they have to, because they have free will. They have the ability to choose themselves. They have the ability to say, well, you might want me to take you to dinner and spend $500, which I don't. And I just want to send you a text message the day before. Thumbs up, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. And this is my actual experience. And now after talking to my therapist and being upset about it, I realized that I didn't handle that experience with my youngest son in the way that I should have. And he checked me on it, and then I just got silent because I felt like I couldn't do anything right. Because I responded, he texted me, Happy Mother's Day, and I was like, it's tomorrow. Like, not thank you. And that's what he said. He said, you could have just said thank you. So he checked me, and I'm not going to say that that was wrong. I'm not going to say that it was right. I'm just going to say he checked me. And it made me feel unimportant. But that's a me thing. And in talking to my coach, aka therapist, I realized that he did do what I wanted him to do, just not in the way that I wanted it to show up. My love language is acts of service and words of words of affection and acts of service. I'm sorry, words of endearment and acts of service. So I want you to spend time with me, and then I want you to tell me that you love me. So, and that you like spending time with me. And I feel like for me at this time where I'm at in this journey of motherhood, that I'm approaching it incorrectly, and I'm approaching it with an expectation that is not going to actually facilitate itself to come out in real life. Maybe it's unrealistic that my children have a relationship with me that requires that they enjoy having with me. I think that that's the subcontext too, is that they need to enjoy having a relationship with me. I'm looking for them to enjoy relationshiping with me, wanting to spend time with me, wanting to talk to me, wanting to discuss life, wanting to laugh about things. And that's not what's happening with them. Now, I have to reframe and relearn that the fact that that is not happening doesn't mean that I was a bad parent when they were younger. It just means that they are grown-ups and they have their own life, and they get to choose whether they can spend time with me or not. They get to choose if they're going to relationship with me or not. They get to choose if they want to spend time with me. They get to choose to call me. They get to choose to hang out with me. They get to choose to invite me to their special moments. They have the choice for that. Now, for some reason, and maybe this is a learned thing, I guess, for some reason, because I'm a mom, I feel like I'm supposed to be included. I want to be included. And I feel like because I have the title of mom, I should be included, but I'm not. And I don't know if this is a disconnect because I have questions. Like, I want to say to my sons, my heart hurts that you do not want to spend time with me. My heart hurts that you do not want to include me in your special time, in your birthday celebrations, in your family dinners with your significant other, in your comings and goings. It makes me feel some kind of way. And the reason why is because I have such a close relationship with my mother that I thought it was going to extend itself out between me and my sons, and it just really didn't. And for some reason, I'm not part of the in crowd. And that's my inner child who gets very hurt about that. I'm very sad about it. So I think as I look at it externally, a little further back from the experience, I didn't handle it right. I didn't handle my son texting me. I didn't handle the emotion that came up with it. But what am I supposed to do? Like, we don't know everything. We don't have the ability to fix everything, and every healing aspect will come up when it's time for it to be healed. And this is coming up for me now. Again, this is about me being abandoned by my father and the feeling of being discarded from my father transmuting itself or translating itself into my right now experience. And it's coming up with my children. Because I was such a young mom, I grew up with my kids. Although I was momming them, I still grew up with them. Sorry, that piece of hair is bothering me. I still raised them, but I grew up with them. I still was the mother in the house. I was the person who was in control of life. But we spent a lot of time together when they were kids. We did things together, and I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much when it comes to wanting to relationship with certain people. And part of me has to just let go that's they're their own people now. They were their own people when they were born. My job was to just get them to a certain age so they can live and thrive on their own. That's it. If we were back in the wild or back, in the time of hunters and gatherers, my job would be to get them to the age where they can hunt and gather on their own, and then they would have left my teepee. They would have left my cave. They would have flown out. They would have been pushed out of the nest. So part of me is just so stuck on the idea that I'm supposed to be included. And I'm not supposed to be included. Like, I'm not. If they want to, they have free will to choose to include me, but they don't have to. And this has been the hardest thing to reconcile in my own heart. That it boils down to they don't want to. Wow. And as a mom, that hurts my feelings. You don't want to spend time with me? I want to spend time with you. I want to know what you're doing. I want to talk to you. I want to see you. I want to be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I want to cheer with you. I want to be like, tell me what's good. Tell me what's up. They don't want to spend time with me. Guess what, though? I want to spend time with me. I want to spend time with me. I want to spend time with me. Part of me is like, okay, you don't want to spend time with me. How do I reconcile that in me so that it doesn't hurt my feelings? And as a mom, as to all the moms out there, this is a big shift that happens. Empty nest syndrome is real, but it can happen at any time. My youngest son went to live with his father his junior and senior year. And his sophomore year, he went to live with his father. Junior and senior year, something like that. It was just me and my oldest son. We both got very depressed. Fast forward, my oldest son decided in my youngest son's senior year to move out. And he was at the time 18 going on 19. He decided not to go to school. He decided he was going to move out. I was by myself for the first time in forever. And had no idea what to do with myself. Couldn't understand what I needed to do with myself. Didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. Didn't know how I would shape myself. Had no idea. Started drinking a ton. And then, in the process of drinking a ton, I went on a spiritual journey. Because that's the only way I describe it. I went to the Goodwill. Was looking through tapes because I had a tape player at the time. If you don't know what that is, please Google it. I had a tape player at the time. I found these talks, and they were like global consciousness talks on tape. And then I found this teacher. Her name is Sai Ma. Then she wasn't named Sai Ma. We're going back 2013 or 2012, 11, something like that. And I had to find her. Yeah, 2013. June 12th of 2000, somewhere around there, June 12th of 2013. I decided to drive by myself to Pittsburgh. It was the first long distance drive I did on my own. Maybe not the first, but this long. I didn't have a lot of money to my name. I probably had about $600 to my name. I rented a hotel room for the weekend and I went to her conference. And it changed my life. Because I didn't know what to do with myself, I had to heal myself. And not knowing what to do with myself put me on a healing journey. It put me on a healing path. Not knowing how to do anything other than be a mom and trying to figure out, what do I need? What do I want? What do I deserve? Put me on a healing path. It put me to this moment right now where I can do this podcast. Now we're cycling back up to that same pain that I had in 2013, now 2025. And it's the same pain of like, I'm getting older. I'm still phenomenal. Okay? I'm getting older, but I'd like to have a relationship with my sons. A grown-up relationship where we can go to vacation together and we can, fly to Puerto Rico or go to Mexico or as a family. Like, I want to do grown-up things with them. Like, because now they're older. They can do grown-up things. And they don't want to hang out with me. And I'm fucking cool as hell. Like, you can look at me and see that I'm cool. You can hear me and see I'm cool. And I have to figure out how to accept that without being angry about it. Yeah. And without being hurt. Because mostly my heart is broken that they don't want to hang out with me. And I mean, like, it translates to this. And I want to... Yeah, there's a lot going on in my mind. I want to reframe this idea of being discarded or being left behind. Because this is the feeling. Excuse me, everyone. Is I want to reframe that to this being much more, to this being liberation. I'm liberated. I'm liberated from not having the responsibility to take care of anyone but me. And I'm liberated from the responsibility to relationship with anyone but me. Like, my main job here is to cherish, love, protect, and relationship with me. Even though I pushed 2 boys out and each of those deliveries were 30 hours long plus, they don't owe me nothing. I would love it. They don't owe me shit. This is a love note to the mothers out there that feel forgotten, discarded, and left behind. It is time for us to reframe how we are seeing ourselves. We are now liberated, set free, and like the phoenix, we are reborn into ourselves. Thank you for joining me. You are whole, perfect, and complete, and a radiant point of light. I'm blessed that you stopped by. Please come back next week. And remember to always stay in the love frequency.